right? It's always so. All right, and we are all the way live. What is happening? My computer is going crazy right now, but it's okay. You know what I mean? That's basically telling me that it's almost time for a new one. Oh man, and I got a little music playing in the background and whatnot. And I think I'm gonna keep that going and whatnot because I actually like having little tunes in the background and whatnot. What is going on, y'all? What is going on, y'all? What is going on, y'all? It is once again Monday night. It's been a few weeks since I've graced the live with this particular segment. I actually was on live last week, so on something totally different. But it is I, Mr. Know-It-All, once again, with another one for you. Mr. Know-It-All knows funny. The comedians love it here, and I love the comedians. That's kind of the name of the game and whatnot. So I got another funny man for y'all this evening, man. I want all of y'all to give it up for it until I find a sound effect board. I want y'all to all clap with me. Pause. Give it up, y'all, for South Jersey's own Elijah the Barber. Yeah, you know. Yeah, man. Yeah. I'll try to tell you to be, when you come back in my whole, setup. Matter of fact, I'm gonna have you down here, whatnot, on set, and we'll do a whole podcast, man.
Now, where you at? Like, where you located at?
I'm in Philly. I'm in Northeast Philly.
Oh man, you right over the bridge, man. Yeah, you ain't that far, man. Yeah, I definitely could have came in.
No, but you know what? This is actually a good segment because it's going to highlight you rather than because when I have people in, I don't really do too many interviews. So I'm using this opportunity to kind of expand, my brand as far as, putting interviews up, because if you come down here, we just shooting the shit. You know what I'm saying? We're going to talk, you know what I'm saying? We're going to have conversation and whatnot. But this is my zen. This is my space of comfort. You know what I mean? And we'll talk 2-3 hours or whatnot to have a podcast and talk all the outlandish shit you want to. You just have to call me later on and tell me, hey, listen, I need you to cut that out. You know what I'm saying? While I'm doing it, while I'm doing the editing and whatnot. But no, man, thank you for being here. Y'all, before we get started, y'all, this week is brought to you by the Podcast Link Live Show All Hip Hop Edition. That's on October 19th. That's a Saturday. Crush Lounge, 6414 Rising Sun Avenue in Philadelphia, PA. Do not miss it. It is all hip hop. Come on back, man. You're gonna love it there. We're gonna have a DJ. We're gonna have drinks. We're gonna have food, of course. $20 tickets. Doors open up at 4:30. That's a Crush Lounge, 6414 Rising Sun Avenue. We'll get back into that. Elijah the Barber. All right, man. My man. So look, let me ask you a couple questions real quick. We want to get to know you. Can we get to know you? Good brother from South Jersey. All right, check this out. So what made you get into comedy?
Honestly, man, I went to a comedy show that my man OC Diesel had, and I seen some comedians that opened up that show, and I didn't think they was that good. I thought I could do better.
Man.
I come from a hip hop rap background, battle rapper background. So I always
same.
Yeah. So I always had bars that had jokes and stuff in them. You know what I'm saying? Or had wittiness in it. So as far as writing comedy, I never really worried about that. So I actually wrote comedy 2 years, 2 years straight before I ever went on stage and tried any comedy. Then when I had the opportunity to do it, they told me I had 2 weeks to write 10 minutes worth of material. So I started in Atlantic City. So I wrote a whole 10-minute set just about Atlantic City, New Jersey. I used to work out there, my experiences out there. And I only used maybe like 5 minutes of the material the first time I went on stage. And my homie OC was there. There's another comedian, Mr. Young was there. There was another comedian named Heather Lewis was there, and they had been doing this a couple years. Me, I was wet behind the ears. So we all went. I went first. They went, and everybody agreed I had the best set that night. And they was like, "Yo, this your first time. You gotta keep doing it." So I've been rocking out ever since, man.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. So it's like, so you, it don't seem like you stumbled into it too much or whatnot. It's almost like one thing led to another. I could kind of dig that though, man. When you was talking about, you know what I mean, coming from the hip hop and the battle rap scene and whatnot. I can't even say that. It's funny because when I was talking about battle rap, I was more of a song maker myself, but I was extremely lyrical. So it lent itself to that. Before I ever recorded a song, I was battling. So that was the name of the game. And then what I did was I just took it and transitioned over to this. It became one of them things where I think that's it lends itself to comedy though, man. When your gift of gab is actually really, really spectacular, you can keep it going in, you know what I mean, in any way that you see fit. So that's what's up though, man. That's a thorough look. So all right, what's your worst experience ever in comedy? Because I seen your pages, man. You up there, you gracing them stages. You doing some nice crowds, man. I'm like, yo.
Worst experience. I mean, you talking as far as performing, or are you just talking about just behind the scenes stuff, or what?
If there's something that was worse, let's say that you were doing an acting role or a film role or something like that.
I think for me, I did a show. I did a show back. I think it was like March of this year. I was in Middletown, Delaware, or Townsend. I think I was Townsend, Delaware. I think I was in, and I did this joke. I got this. I lost my dad joke that I did, and the joke hit. It always hits,
right?
But it was a girl that it was three white girls that was in there, and they ended up leaving like not too long after I did this joke.
Oh, wow.
And they left. They went and they went outside to smoke a cigarette, and they came back in, and the one girl was crying, and it was like, yo, she good? And the friend was like, yo, one of your jokes or whatever, it's okay, it's all right. And I'm just like she was offended by one of my jokes. So I had, I felt bad. So after the show, I talked to her, and she was like, yo, you had a joke about, so the joke goes, you got to take lots of pictures because life is short. You never know who's going to be here this time next year. I actually just lost my father on the way here tonight. So everybody says, oh, and I'm like, no, he's still alive. He was in the car behind me. I made a right. He stayed straight. And everybody starts cracking up, right? So I do this. I do this joke, and the girl says, yo, my friend, she was offended. It wasn't necessarily about you. It just triggered her because she just lost her son. You know what I'm saying? So when you said you lost your father, and everybody hit you with the alls, she felt bad because she just literally lost her son. So I was like, damn, like it made me feel bad. And I ain't gonna lie, like I stopped using that joke for a while till about last week again. But I would say for me,
I like the joke.
I would say for me that probably was the worst experience that I had. Like, I mean, I got through my set. I got through my set, but it was just one of those things where I'm trying to figure out, like, damn, what did I say that could have made her feel offended? And the friend broke it down to me like, nah, her son had just died or whatever. I think he had cancer or something. She was like, her son had just died, so she's still grieving and all of that. And part of why she came to the comedy show was to not think about it. You know what I'm saying? So I apologize and all of that stuff. I didn't have to, but I think that would probably be the worst experience that I had as a comedian. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that don't seem too bad or whatnot. It's. Now let me ask you a question. Did she stay for the show?
Yeah, they stayed. They stayed for the show. They stayed for the show, and we talked. Like I said, we talked after. We took pictures, and everything. Yeah. Everything was cool. And she was like, "Yo, it's not it's not your fault. Like, I'm not mad at you. She was just like, yo, when you said you lost your father, it just triggered me and made me think about my son. You know what I'm saying? And it was like, I can understand that. I can relate to that.
Yeah, which I can understand that and
Yeah.
whatnot. I'm glad that they stayed and actually had a good time though.
Yeah.
So that was, that was actually cool, whatnot. So what's the best experience that you've ever had in comedy?
Oh man, man. Honestly, the best experience of comedy is June 17th, 2023. Man, the night I
Damn, you
filmed.
remember the date?
Listen, it was on my birthday. I filmed my comedy
Okay.
special, my first comedy
Okay.
special. I filmed on my birthday last year. I put it out in October, and that night was an amazing night, man. I got to do my first comedy special, first time doing an hour plus on stage. I got to perform in front of both my parents, my last living
Right.
grandparent,
Wow.
lots of family and friends that I hadn't seen in a long time. A lot of people had never seen me do comedy before. And it was special because at the end of the special, my son came. So I was able to bring my son on stage. Me and my dad had a very emotional moment. He got on stage after the show and hugged me and we talked and ironed out some differences. So that probably is a night that's a night I'll never forget, that I always remember. And it's probably the best night that has happened for me as a comedian. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Where'd you do that at?
I did it out here in South Jersey. I did it in Turnersville, New Jersey, at a spot called Miss Silly's Blues. It's
Okay.
an event space. So I filmed my first special there, and then I'm filming my next special 2 doors down at their bigger venue called Reflections. So that high, man, is
Yeah.
like it's like a high like none other. But this year the mission was, I'm gonna do another special, but I gotta go on the road. I gotta travel. I'll be in California this week. um, I done been to Texas this year. I've been upstate New York this year. We're going to North Carolina, Detroit. Like, there's a lot of travel in DC, Virginia, because you want to really challenge yourself, push yourself, and see. All right, I'm cool in South Jersey. I'm cool in Philly, but can
Right.
I do it in DC? Can I do
Mhm.
it in California? Can I do it
Right.
in Maryland? Can I do it in Carolina? You know what I'm saying? So this year has been a year of me pushing myself, challenging myself to see, how I can do. I just opened up for Joe Torre a couple weeks ago. So
That's
so
my man.
yeah, I just
Damn,
opened
is
up
he
for him.
funny? That's my
Yeah,
nigga
yeah,
right there.
yeah. I just
Love that.
opened up for
Love
Joe
that.
Torre. I
Mhm.
was up north. I was up north. Early in the year, I got to open up for Cool Bubba Ice, Def Jam legend, and
Okay.
Hamburger and them. So I done
Oh,
been on some
okay.
stages with some OGs. I did plenty of shows with Philadelphia's own Denny Live. You know what I'm saying?
Vibe.
Did
Yep.
stuff with Ken Jones. A lot of these guys, man, that
Yo.
been doing their thing. Keith from up the block.
Ah,
I done been on shows
yep.
with a lot of them guys, man.
Right. I could dig it. I could dig it. So
Mhm.
off script a little bit of whatnot. It sounds like you're moving in a position in where it takes a lot of networking. I kind
Mhm.
of want you to just like go off a little. Let's go off script a little bit and kind of talk about what it means to you in order to get out there to network with other comedians and kind of make your presence known. How do you move with that? You know what I mean? To make that according to what you do on a regular basis. Do you have management
So
to do it for you? Got an agent? You got do you make the connection yourself or do you make
so
sure you're in a place
so
to be?
All right, so just to give you like quick little background, like I said, hip hop, rap background, all of that.
Right.
Um, as an artist, I've realized when I had management going back early 2000s that my management wasn't doing a job. And I remember having a conversation with my uncle, and I remember we were talking about, oh man, my manager, I had to fire him. I need to get a new manager.
Mm,
And he was like,
mm,
what you need a manager for? You can manage yourself.
mm,
And that stuck
mm.
with me. You see what I'm saying? So I
Mm,
handle,
right.
a lot of things. So I don't know, like, I don't know if you follow battle rap or
I
whatever.
do. I
So
do.
so
I
so
do.
so
For
if
the
you
most
follow
part, I'm casual.
so if you follow battle rap, a
Yeah,
couple years ago there was a battle that happened, and a white boy said the word nigga and got punched in the face.
I do remember that. I
That was
do
my
remember that.
league. That was my league. That was my event.
Oh, okay.
That was
Okay.
my event.
Okay.
Yeah, that
Cool.
was my event.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Matter of
that
fact,
was That was William Wolf versus Avenue C. Yeah,
So
that was on
the
one of my leagues.
so
So so
white boy, he's actually from this area. Am I correct?
yeah, yeah, he's from
Okay,
Philly. Yeah, he's from Philly.
he from
Yeah, he's
Philly.
from
That's what
Philly.
I thought. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I remember
he's from
that.
Philly. But
Okay,
it was one of those things where, I was already doing events. You know what I'm saying? I
right,
wanted to do a comedy show. Like my uncle used to do comedy shows. I wanted to do a comedy show. This is before I got into comedy and became a comedian. So um I was like, one day I'm gonna do a comedy show. I'm gonna do a comedy show. And then I got into comedy and became a comedian and then was doing comedy for like a year and a half. And
right.
then I just said, yo, you know what? I'm gonna just start throwing my own comedy shows. Like I don't have to wait for somebody to book me. I could book myself. And
Mm,
that's how I start moving. So I remember
mm,
I told Denny Live, I said, listen, man, my uncle used to book you back in the day. You were OG. I said, I'm gonna start doing comedy shows. And when I start doing comedy shows, I'm gonna put you on a couple. So
mm.
I linked with my homie Quadine Wali and we started doing comedy shows in Dover, Delaware.
Right,
And
right,
at the
right,
spot called Aunt Mary's Kitchen in Dover, Delaware. So we did a couple shows out there. I bought Denny Live out there. I bought Funny Mike out there. I bought my man OC Diesel out there. I bought a couple cats out there. We did some shows. Then we did a show in Wilmington. I had Mr. Breakout on there at Kobe Jack, Ken Jones, like a lot of them dudes I done booked.
mhm,
So as I was getting my feet wet as a comedian, I was really hosting my own comedy shows and I was
right.
taking the hosting opportunity to get my skills up as a comedian. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So I was basically booking
mhm.
myself on shows with these
Right,
comedians. You know what I'm
right, right,
saying? And I'm hosting these shows, getting my chops up as a comedian. Meanwhile, I'm still hitting up open mics. I'm still working on sets. I'm still working on bits. I'm filming
right.
on my set, studying the game tapes. And then by the time we got around like year 3, it was like, all right, I'm gonna do a comedy special. And then it
So
was
you
like,
do
all right,
so essentially what you're saying is that in your instance, you're being a proprietor, the
mm,
bartender, and the student at the same time. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah,
You
player coach, player coach,
player coach student
player
exactly.
coach,
See,
yup, player
right?
coach, man.
That makes a lot of sense though, man.
Mm,
Because and it's funny because that reminds me of when I got tired of what I mean signing up for trying to get in with people or whatnot in order to do shows. So I actually
mm,
started doing shows and party myself. You know what I mean down at like the
mm,
Troc, Dobbs, and whatnot. I
mm.
just funded
Yeah.
everything myself or
I
whatnot. And,
performed at all
it's
them places. Yeah, I performed at all
yeah.
them places.
Uh,
Trocadero, Dobbs,
oh,
the
Mr. Troc.
Kyber, the Kyber.
Uh,
Yeah, all of them joints.
what's the other joint? Voltage. They turned it into something else
Voltage.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
Voltage. Yeah, Voltage
yeah.
Lounge.
A lot of them places
Yeah,
ain't really there no more. They keep tinkering with Dobbs. They close it, open it back up, close it, and then that I don't
mhm,
know what they're doing with it. Look like they redoing it again. I have no idea, but
yeah.
I think they keep
I don't
selling the
know.
building. You know what I'm saying? You ever been booed?
No, I've never been
That's a good
booed.
one.
I've
Right,
never
right,
been booed, and knock on wood. Like I hear a lot of comedians say this, but honestly, I've
right.
never bombed. Like I think like
Oh wow.
bombing is different to different people. Like I've had crowds where I had to fight for some laughs. I've had some nights that was rougher than others, and I've
Right.
had nights where I felt as though I didn't do my best. I could have did better, but I never had a night where it was just crickets, nobody laugh. It was
Mm,
booze or get this dude off stage. I never had that. I've never
right.
had. I think the toughest audience for me to do, and I made them laugh, was a psychiatric hospital. At the psychiatric hospital, man, in February,
Hold
and
on.
had the crazies laughing. So it was just like,
Yeah.
all right,
Oh yeah.
I
I'm
made
about
these
to
jokers
say, yeah.
laugh. I'm good.
Yeah. I'm about to say, how did that come about? Now, I mean, we can't just glaze past that. Pause.
All right,
How the hell is that?
what
Yeah.
happened was what happened with that was I had a show. I had a show somewhere in February. I don't even remember where I was at, but I had a show. My homie I went to high school with, he a comedian too, but he had
Right,
moved. He
right.
was moving out of state, and he plugged me. He plugged somebody with me, like somebody that we mutually knew worked at the psychiatric hospital, and they
Okay.
wanted him to do the comedy show. He couldn't do it. He says, "Yo, holler at Elijah the Barber." They hollered at me, and I couldn't do it that date because I was already booked. So
Right.
I tossed it to OC Diesel, my man OC Diesel, And then we went to damn, where was we at? I think uh we was in Texas. Yeah, we was in Texas early February, and I want to say this show was like late February.
Yeah.
So the first day in Texas, they called him and told him the show was canceled. So he was pissed. So we fly back in town, and then maybe like 2 days after we got back, he gets called again, like, yo, the show back on, but the catch is it's tomorrow. So they called him on we got back Monday. They called him Tuesday and told him the show was back on Wednesday. So he called me like, yo, the show back on. I know you ain't doing nothing on a Wednesday. Let's go get this money. So it was like, all right. So we go to the joint, and they like take us on this. They give us a security escort and all of this stuff, and then they take us and we perform in this gymnasium. It's like a gym, like a elementary school gymnasium that they got in there.
Was they wheeling niggas with straight jackets and the head of
So what they did was they was like we got a 2-hour time frame. So they had 3 comedians. They had three of us comedians, and they told us they needed us to take up an hour, but the residents couldn't go back for 2 hours. So what ended up happening was we do a comedy show for an hour,
right?
And now ain't no more fucking material to do. So they like, yo, we want Elijah the Barber to go back on stage. So I go back on stage. I do poetry. I'm like, I hit y'all with some poetry. So I do poetry for like another 10 minutes, right?
You was giving them old battle rap verses, wasn't you?
Nah. I was giving them poetry, but see, I was giving them poetry. But here's the thing, like, it was certain things we couldn't say. It was certain, like because it was federal and all of that stuff. It was state. They was like, yo, certain content you can't say, certain words we couldn't say. Like, you could cuss, but you couldn't say like pussy. You see what I'm saying? Like certain words you couldn't use, and they was letting you know. So salute to my homie.
You can't say pussy.
Listen,
at the asylum.
Listen.
No pussy at the asylum.
Listen, you gotta understand. Some of these cats is sex offenders.
Oh,
you see what I'm saying? Some of these cats here are sex offenders. So now these jokers might mess around. Yo, you might say that, and now they have a flashback or something. They have a flashback or something. So we there. So salute to my homie Grizzly, the comedian. We had the John. So he goes first, right? And they like, yo, you could cuss, but you can't, you certain things you can't say. And they tell this nigga that, yo, you can't say pussy. He goes up there, he starts telling this bit, and then he was telling this bit about eating salty foods. And he was like, so that mean I can't eat pussy? And it's like, yo, she just told us, yo, we looking at each other like, yo, we about to not get paid, man. He done messed the bag up. They about to not cut this check. They about to not cut us this check because this dude done fumbled the bag. So he got snapped on.
I'm trying to understand how the pussy is a trigger word and what happens to the people that's triggered by the word pussy. You know what I'm saying? Niggas in the crowd like, yo. So like I said, we do an hour, 10 minutes or whatever, and then this is where the real comedy show started. After we done our part, they turned this shit into a talent show with the crazies. So now the crazies they going up there, they doing karaoke, they having dance battle contests. Dog, it was the funniest thing I ever seen, man. Like it was a good time. They had a good time, man. They paid us handsomely. We got paid handsomely for that. You know what I'm saying? It was cool, man. It was a cool experience, man. Like I've been having fun doing different types of events. I done did birthday parties. I done did psychiatric hospitals.
I just did a 90s skating party. You know what I'm saying? I did a 90s skating party last week.
That's always a vibe.
Yeah, man, it is, man. It is. Like I've been getting booked for all different types of events, man, and it's cool, man. Like it's cool. Like comedy, doing this comedy thing is real cool. But like to go back to what you were saying, what really worked with me with my moves is I looked at a lot of these other comedians and I seen what they were lacking, and to me, what a lot of them lack is treating themselves like a brand and working on branding. You see what I'm saying? Like your brand has to be you. It has to be what it is. Like anybody could tell jokes. You could be funny, and then you can get a couple shirts and shit made, and you got some merch, and you could try to sell it. Like that's cool, but like I am who I am. People be like, "Oh, yo, so you really a barber?" Yes, I really am a barber. like I really cut hair. I've been in the shop 21 going on 22 years. Like this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just the stage name. Like this is who I am. Like when I started doing comedy, it was like, well, damn, what is my comedy name going to be? You know what I'm saying? And it's like, who am I? Well, I'm Elijah the Barber, and you know that's what it is.
That's a vibe. That's a vibe. You staying true to yourself is always a good look, man. Because you know you can't never go wrong or whatnot. Shit, I wish I'd have learned that years ago or whatnot. I would have used my my real name instead of a damn stage name. I was all over the place with that shit. I had 4 or 5 stage names. It was always a pain in the ass or whatnot. So I know that you write your own jokes, so I'm not even gonna ask you that and whatnot. As far as your stage act, or do you improv? Are you a big improv guy, or do you kind of stick to the script?
So for me, I prefer more scripted stuff. I mean, I could do crowd work, I can freestyle, obviously. I can like I've destroyed hecklers. I've destroyed them. Listen, I had a heckler. I had a heckler. She tried to get me in Camden. We was in Camden at this hood joint. And Shorty had a little too much to drink. I told her to chill. I said, let me do my set. Don't become my set.
And she had a gun. Go ahead.
Man, listen. All I know is
she was armed in Camden.
She finished her drink. She finished her drink and she left nice and quietly. And I remember security was like, yo, man, why you do her like that, man? Why you make her leave? You know what I'm saying? It's like, look, man, this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because some people get a couple drinks in them and they be like, oh man, I could do better than them, or I could do this. And it's like, no, you can't. Like you can't. You can't do this.
You know everybody's a comedian, man. Just like everybody, like I said, like just like everybody in this world of content creation and podcasting. Everybody feel like they could do it. Jesus Christ. It's like, bro, stop. You put somebody on the spot and all of a sudden they freeze up. You know what I'm saying? Like they stand in the middle of the Arctic and whatnot. So as far as your material though, how did you come up with your material? I know most of the time comedians kind of reflect off home life. Even one of the jokes you said, you was talking about talk about your pop and whatnot, just being funny about
I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you the origin story of that joke though, right? So as a comedian, the comedian that inspired that joke was comedian Preach from Philly. Preach is actually from Jersey. My bad. Preach just be in Philly all the time so much I thought his ass is from Philly. But Preach had this joke about his dad. And he was saying how he's like a superhero because he's like T'Challa because he lost his father too. And people were like, oh, and he was like, no, he's still alive. He just did drugs or whatever, right? So, when he said that shit, y'all was dying, right? So I get booked for a church function, right? I get booked for a church function. It's my man calls me, he sets me up. He says, yo, I got this church function. It's like 20, there's gonna be like 30, no more than 40 people at this church function. So he's like, all you got to do is go up there and do 5 minutes clean. So I'm like, all right, I can do 5 minutes clean for a church function. Like, that's no problem. Man, I get there, dog, it's 200 people there. It's 200 people. So I'm like, yo, but listen, it's not only is it 200 people, it's 200 people from ages 3 months old to like 90 years old. So it's kids, everything. Like, yo, so I'm like, damn, I can't say. I'm like, I can't say no sex jokes. I can't say these type jokes.
Pussy there.
Yeah, right. So this is what I do, right? I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, I need some, I gotta write something right now. So a couple people were like, yo, we got lost trying to find the venue. Right. So I'm thinking, and I was just like, damn, I said, how can I pull them in? So that's when I came up with I lost my father on the way here tonight joke or whatever. Yeah, I'm saying, because I'm like, I got all these church folks, and if I tell them like, yeah, life is short, this, that, and the third, and you got to take lots of pictures because you never know who's gonna be here this time next year. I just lost my father on the way here today, and they like, oh my god, oh man, and it's like, no, he's still alive. He was in the car behind me. I made it right. He stayed straight to go down the Atlantic City Expressway, to go to the casino. Something like that I had said when I first did it. Yo, they all was dying, man, and it was like, I remember I wrote it and I told my homie, like, I got this joke. It's about to shake the room. He said, let me hear it. I said, you can't hear it. You're going to hear it when I do it. And I did it, man. And it shook the room. And sometimes it happens like that. Sometimes you be in an atmosphere and boom, something comes to you. Sometimes you see something. Sometimes you hear something. Sometimes, like for me, I say 90% of my stuff is just like real life experience and stuff I see in the barbershop, stuff with my kids at home, or things that, I might be out and see something. I remember I went to I was at a flag football game, and this lady's son was playing, and she was like, James, what are you doing? They trying to satellize you. And we was like, satellize you? What the fuck is she trying to say? We were trying to figure out what she was trying to say. She was trying to say they trying to neutralize you, but she said satellize. It's like, what does that even mean? Like, they trying to satellize them. Like, what? Like, ain't gonna be no satellization going on today. Like, what the hell is she talking about?
They try to launch you around the orbit, James.
Yo, like, man, it's like, yo, it's like you be seeing stuff, man, and things be happening, and you be like, yo, nobody's gonna ever believe that this shit happened. Like, I gotta write this down, man. I gotta write this down before I forget it. This is hilarious, and that's how it comes to you, man. And then you just get time to just keep building on your material. I prefer scripted material because when your material is scripted, you have a better understanding of time and how the timing works. Like a lot of improv comedians, you tell them like, yo, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes on stage. They go on stage for 17 damn minutes looking at you like, how much time I got left? Motherfucker, your time been up. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, cause like stand-up comedy to me is math. You see what I'm saying? If you got a story, you got a joke that like, all right, this joke is 2 minutes, and this joke or this story is 3 minutes, that's a 5-minute set right there. You got 2 of them, you got a 10-minute set. You got 3 of them, you got a 15-minute set. You got 3 15-minute sets, you got 45 minutes worth of material. You know what I'm saying? It's math. But a lot of people don't look at it like that. They just get on stage and they, some people could just get on stage and wing it and just talk and freestyle and go in on the room and all of that stuff. And that's cool sometimes. But from a consumer standpoint, you don't pay your money to go to a show to be the show. You see what I'm saying? Like, I remember we was at a show and my man Mel Harris was going in on this dude or whatever. And his chick.
Man, shout out to Mel Harris. He's gonna be the host of our live podcast that we got coming up and whatnot on October 19th. Go ahead. Yep.
Salute to Mel Harris. Yeah, Mel went in on my man and his girl because his girl was from Panama. So he was like, yeah, you don't went online and ordered you one of them Panamas or whatever, right? So he was going in on him for a while. Right. My man finally had enough, like, yo, man, like, you've been going in on me and my girl for a minute. Like, yo, it's because you ain't got no material. Like, there's other people to go at in here. Right. And Mel was like, all right, my bad. And he, went and picked on another couple, whatever. But that was like years ago. That was like early Mel Harris. Like Mel Harris is a way better comedian now than what he was then. You
Right.
see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's kind of
Yeah.
like you have those experiences, but some people
Yeah.
really feel that way. Like I'm not paying to go to a comedy show for the comedian to just talk about me the whole show. You see what I'm saying? Some
Mhm.
people are like, yo, I want to go to the comedy show and I want to hear jokes. I want to hear stories. I want to be able to relate to some of the stuff they're talking about. And honestly, to me, as a comedian, 90% of it is your confidence. It don't matter how good of a writer you are. It don't matter how naturally funny you are. If
Yeah.
you ain't confident when you on that stage in front of people, a lot of people have stage fright. If you ain't confident in who you are and you're not confident in your material, it will show. You see what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It will
Yeah. I see what
definitely
you're saying.
show.
Yeah, I see what you're saying and whatnot. It sounds like the stuff that you're doing because it sounds like you move with a lot of precision in what you're talking
Yeah,
about or whatnot. You're
yeah.
extremely cerebral in the way that you go about it. And I think that stems from the fact that you've been a barber for that long.
Mm-hmm.
Because you saying that it lends itself to your time. So you say,
Yep.
all right, I know how long it's going to take me to do this fade. I know how long
Mm-hmm.
it's going to take me to do this temple tape. I know how long it's
Yep.
going to take me to give the young boy that got an afro. All right, he coming down to a 1. All right, we got to
Mm-hmm.
make sure I know how long it's going to take me and the precision that it takes to do that. So it sounds like you moving with that same precision. It's you know what? I think that being that way is actually a great thing because it lends you can only move outward from there. Like once
Yeah.
you start to do, if you decide to start improvising more
Mm-hmm.
or do something different, it doesn't matter because you can always lend yourself back to your foundation. So that's a good look, man. I actually
Mm-hmm.
like that. All right, so let's play the GOAT game real quick then. All right,
Mm-hmm.
so the first thing that I'm gonna ask you is, who is the GOAT of comedy to you?
Oh man, I would probably have to say, in my lifetime, I would have to go Eddie. I would have to go Eddie Murphy.
Of
If I
course.
just got to name one, I would say Eddie Murphy.
Okay. So Eddie, just unequivocally, is there a
Mhm.
particular reason? Like
Well,
the
I got a couple reasons for Eddie. One, like
right.
Eddie did it all around. Like Eddie did
Mhm.
sketch comedy. Eddie
Right,
did
right,
stand up comedy. Eddie has done movies. Eddie
right,
has done voiceovers. You know what I'm
right,
saying? Eddie has played multiple characters. You know what I'm saying? Eddie has written and produced movies and sequels and so on, and has a lot of legendary work. Like I mean, at the end of the day, like Eddie Murphy is definitely on the Mount Rushmore of comedians. You know what I'm saying? At least to me. A lot of
yeah,
people be like Richard. A lot of people say, Red Fox or whatever. See, I'm an '80s baby, so
right,
like
right,
Red Fox, Richard Pryor, and Bill Cosby and them. Like I seen them in movies. I seen
right,
them in TV shows. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So
right,
I didn't remember like their stand up. Like the first stand up I seen was Eddie Murphy Raw, Eddie Murphy Delirious. That
right.
was the first stand up specials that I had seen. So
Yeah, we 80s babies. We 80s
yeah,
babies. So it's
yeah.
different. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
for me, it was like, all right, it was Eddie. Then it was like Martin. You know what I'm saying? Chris Rock, all of them type guys or whatever, when we just talking like the stand-up. But as far as like body of work, resume, what he's done for other comedians, stuff like that, I definitely have to put Eddie number one. And Eddie also do the impersonations. Like I feel like the comedians that do impersonations are like a cheat code, like Eddie, Jamie Foxx, Tommy Davidson,
Right,
Ari Spears, Jay Farrow, like
right.
them dude, Avion Crockett, like them dudes who have the ability to do Godfrey, like them dudes have the ability to do the personations. They a cheat code, man. Like they
Yeah,
rare because
and
that takes a lot of time to master those
right.
personations. Like that's what I'm getting ready to try to dip into next, working on impersonations.
Yeah. That's a so. Do you have any that you're working on currently? Like, do you say to yourself, like, all right, and how do you practice that if that's what you want to do?
Well, you gotta listen to the people that you're trying to sound like,
Right,
and
right,
you gotta like study their mannerisms and their timing and how they talk and stuff like that. So I would say
yeah,
like two people that I'm working on that
huh.
are I get well comedians.
Yeah,
in entertainment, I'm working on the Cat Williams, and I'm working on the Ti. I'm working on the Ti.
Okay.
Like those,
Okay.
those are two people I'm still working on. I haven't done nothing publicly yet. I'm not ready for it yet. But I've been working on a Ti impersonation, and I've been working on a Cat Williams. So that they're the first two that I wanna work on.
I think Bill Cosby Jones is a gold standard too. Because I
Yeah, a
think that
lot of people
everybody
do Bill.
it different. A lot of people do Bill because it ain't that tough to do. Well,
Yeah,
you know, make all
yeah, yeah,
noise.
yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So it's not really you know what I mean? It ain't really nothing too crazy. All right. So let me see. The GOAT of sports. Who is the greatest athlete?
What sport we talking? Like just
man.
like all of them. Like we not saying like basketball, football, none of that. We just gonna go all around.
See, I would go. The reason why I'm gonna go all around because we can have a 15-minute conversation on every one of them,
All right,
and that's
all
the
right.
reason.
So
I want to keep it slim.
If I gotta pick one athlete,
Right,
and it might be surprising to some people, but if I gotta pick one athlete, the greatest athlete is gonna be Deion Sanders.
Ooh,
It's gonna be Deion Sanders to me.
Wow,
Because Deion with football, he played defense, he played offense, he played special teams, and he played baseball. This joker done played in Super Bowls and World Series. This dude played a baseball and football game the same damn day. So I don't know no other athlete that done did that. Like that to me puts him as far as an athlete. Yeah, I'm saying to me that puts him definitely in the GOAT conversation.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Damn, man. The only as far as sports go, like I said, it could be each individual sport. But if you ask me, as far as like the just the tough task of what sports takes, yo, I ain't gonna hold you. I have a newfound respect for Michael Phelps.
Oh, swimming.
Have you ever swam a lap consecutively?
Yeah, that's crazy.
That shit's different. And this nigga has like 13 gold medals of just beating niggas. To me personally, I just think it's the greatest shit in the world. So if you ask me anything and whatnot, I'm gonna say Michael Phelps because that's a tough ass task. And I don't know, not saying that he could thrive in anybody else's sport. I just know that how tough it is to swim as opposed to doing some of the other shit. I ain't saying that I could have been a corner or nothing like that. I'm just saying that that's a tough ass Jones. So I would get at the Michael Phelps or whatnot. The GOAT song, greatest song ever.
Oh man, see, greatest song ever. That depends on the season. I mean, if we gonna go summertime, it's summertime. You know what I'm saying? If we gonna go wintertime, I would probably say Boys the Men, Let It Snow.
Okay.
If we gonna go like springtime, I don't know. I might have to say, Tony, the anniversary, or probably It Never Rains in Southern California. Like it's so many different types of music. Music brings a mood out you, and music that is nostalgic to you based on certain things that happened in your childhood, your life, your upbringing. Certain like that one song could just be that song that it just takes you to that place. So it really just depends, man. But honestly, like outside of Will Smith Summertime, the summertime anthem, man, for me, the two joints for me, especially being from South Jersey, The Things You Do, Gina Thompson.
Oh, okay.
That joint.
So you talk about curating vibes. That's what it is.
Yeah. And then it was another joint. I wasn't from down there, but I don't know. It's something about when I hear that song. But the Quad City DJs, the Mabu joint. That joint right there, like that joint is like, it's like summertime car wash your car. You know what I'm saying? Like some of them songs, man, they just take you. They take you certain places, man.
No, I could dig it. I could dig it. I would say all around for me, man, is 1A and 1B. And I'm gonna say that I'm gonna say Smooth Criminal by Mike, and then I'm gonna say Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen. Bohemian Rhapsody Bohemian Rhapsody is a Drake and Travis Scott song before there was Drake and Travis Scott. That shit had three beat changes. You know what I'm saying? Them niggas was actually, if you listen to it, it went from being like an operatic choir type joint. Then by the end of the joint, these niggas was like, they went from spitting, then they was spitting bars between the Galileo, you know, they was going in on that. And then at the end of the joint, it was kind of a rock out joint. Then they kind of smoothed it out. It was like 4 songs in one, man. If you ever get a chance to listen to it, just listen to the whole premise of the song or whatnot. I fuck with Queen though. I ain't gonna hold you. The reason why I fuck with Queen is because that shit is that if you turn on any sports movie over the past 50 years, anything, they got some Queen shit in it. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody has referred to it. We are the champions, we will rock you, all that shit. That's all Queen shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like the basis, to me, they're like the kind of the basis for a lot of shit that hip hop do. But that's just my weird.
I think it depends. You know I think it just depends on like what you looking to get. Like I feel like this, right? Because people always had this debate about like Prince and Michael Jackson, right?
Right.
And I feel like both talented. I feel as though I give the edge to Prince because we both Geminis, and he played all the instruments and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? You know, different voices. But yo, I love Michael Jackson. But Michael Jackson doesn't have one song musically that has ever gave me the goosebumps like Purple Rain, you know? Like Purple Rain, think about when you watch the movie and you see him perform the song in the movie, but think back to like before he died, when he performed that joint at the Super Bowl and it ended up raining and all that. Like, dog, Mike don't Mike got joints and Mike was doing concerts. He had grown men passing out and all of that. Like I get it, but them songs they was passing out to, I didn't get the goosebumps, man, from them songs like I did Purple Rain. Like Purple Rain, not just like the singing, the way it was constructed, the strings, all of that, man. Like I don't know. I think Purple Rain. The only other song that made me kind of feel like Purple Rain was Guns N' Roses' November Rain. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So you base because as you're saying that, the only thing I'm thinking about is your best album is a light pack, nigga. Prince outlived Mike Jack. Nigga, yes. But all right, hold up. GOAT movie.
Oh man, see that's tough. You know what? It's a tie for me. GOAT movie is a tie for me. It's a tie between House Party and Juice.
Oh, nigga.
House Party 1 and Juice. House Party 1 and Juice for me. I watched the movies every day in high school, like on VHS, even when I had it on DVD. Like I just had to. Like them two movies, man. Even to this day, when I watch them, it's still things I get from the movies that I didn't get before. Like, I just realized within the last year and a half that Bishop had 2 guns and Juice. Like, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying?
So you using the platform to spring new shit on us. Hold up. So what do you mean Bishop had 2 guns and
Bishop had 2 guns and Juice.
1 gun.
So look. They robbed Old Man Quilla's and he took Old Man Quilla's gun. He had Old Man Quilla's gun too. He had his gun and Old Man Quilla's gun. A lot of people didn't even peep that. He had Old Man Quilla's gun in his back pocket.
So this nigga was riding around. Oh, so that's the reason why he never had to reload when he kept shooting the Q.
That nigga had infinite ammo and shit. This nigga, that definitely was a movie mistake. We were saying that for years. This nigga shot 12, he shot like 17 times out of 6-shooter. Like, and you ain't see him reload once. You ain't see him reload once. Because he hit Ryder Man like 4 times. Raheem got shot. still got shot. Q got shot. Yes, like, yo,
and the nigga, he was shooting at Q underneath
the elevator. Yeah, in the elevator. Yeah,
the elevator. I'm like,
yeah.
what you have for this revolver, nigga? Like,
yo,
damn,
Juice went. Juice became like, it was like a urban comedy turned thriller turned horror movie.
Yo, you know what? I never even thought about it like that. Tupac definitely became Michael Myers by the end of the damn movie. He was out of control.
Yes. It was all fun and games. It was all fun and games in the pool hall. Like,
the only thing that I always think about throughout all of that and whatnot, they made sure that this nigga couldn't fight a lick in the movie. This nigga couldn't fight at all.
Pac?
Oh, this nigga couldn't fight. Matter of fact, if I think about every movie they put Pac in, every time he went to fight, he didn't win.
Nah, they jumped on Poetic Justice.
So remember when he was fighting your man Joe Torre. You know what I'm saying? Chicago, and they went to scuffle at first, and he threw Pac ass, and Pac rolled like a wrestling move or whatnot. Then he got up and they started tussling again, and he stole him and dropped him. But I'm thinking, like, why do they never make like it was almost like they had to they tamed it down. They'd be like, all right, Pac, we know you're a perceived tough guy, so you can't just go around whooping everybody's ass. You know what I'm saying? Why is it? Because Omar Epps was whooping Pac ass that entire, even with the shot arm, he was whooping his ass. He threw his hands up and then the movie on the roof and shit. It was bad business and whatnot. But
I never thought about that. He said he whooping his ass with a shot arm. Yo, that.
Like damn, Pac, like Pac, you know, you the gorilla killer. You got the gun. As soon as I don't give
but you know what's crazy? But you know what's crazy though? Like, I would say Poetic Justice,
right?
Poetic Justice and Juice is probably the only two movies that he was in where he actually did fight. Because he didn't fight in Above the Rim. He ain't fighting Above the Rim. He didn't fight in Bullet. You know what I'm saying?
He didn't fight. He went to go fight in Gang Related and got killed when he rushed the ball into the room. Remember?
I haven't seen Gang Related. I haven't seen Gang Related in so long.
You gotta watch Gang Related and whatnot.
I'm gonna have to watch Gang Related again. I know he got killed. I remember he getting popped in Gang Related. What's the name was weird. Like, that movie was like, it didn't even, like, they didn't finish making it. Like, they just cut that shit off. Gridlock. Where he was the fucking heroin addict and shit.
So Gang Related and Gridlock was getting made at the same time. And essentially what happened was they did finish filming his parts, but all those touch-ups they need you to come back for, he got killed right before he could come back and do them. That's the reason why people was pissed off about Gang Related, because the next scene is they showed this nigga laid out with bullets in his head. I was like, yo, that was kind of graphic. The movie, I think Gridlock came out I think Pac died in October. I think Gridlock came out in not Gridlock. Came out was it September?
Yeah, he died in September.
He died in September. And Gridlock, and then that movie might have came out in November or December. Like, that shit was right away when that movie. And I guess Hollywood didn't give a fuck at the time. All right. And last but not least in this GOAT conversation, your GOAT TV show. Greatest TV show of all time.
Oh, man. It's tough, man. Honestly, for me, it would have to be a toss between Martin and A Living Color for comedies. Right. And then when it comes down to serious shows, a lot of people would say The Wire. Right. But I like Power. The OG Power, the original Power.
Yeah, I love the OG Power is the only Power I watched. I ain't gonna hold to you, and I've never.
I watch them all. But yeah, OG Power is listening.
I like the OG Power. Like, I mean, honestly, if you ask me about the sitcoms, comedic Jones, I'm gonna go with Friends and Big Bang Theory. That's one for me. You know what I'm saying? like honestly, like, listen, it's something about this that like don't look at me sideways or whatnot, but I actually enjoy white humor sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't get me wrong. I love Martin. I love Living Single. I love In Living Color and all that. But for some reason, the white humor, and you know what it is? Another thing is, so I'm gonna keep it a bean with you, because I think Wayne's Brothers is a funnier show than all of them. And I think a lot of times we weren't given the platform in order to extend our shit. A lot of times, most of our shit was cut short for one reason or another. Fucking Friends had 10 seasons. You know what I'm
This is
saying?
what I believe. This is what I believe with the shows that we had on Fox
Right.
and the shows that we had on
WB.
WB, which then
Right.
became CW. It was like when you look at Fox,
Right.
Fox had all the black shows. Fox had you had Living Color, you had
Mm-hmm.
Martin, you had
Right.
Living Single, you
Single.
had Rock, you had
Right.
New York Undercover. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? And then you
Mm-hmm.
had a couple other, fly by nights and shit. But
Right.
they used those black shows to help build the ratings up with Fox. And then it was like by the time Fox got what they wanted, then it was like they clipped them all and then threw white shows in there. You know what I'm
I
saying?
agree with that. I agree with
And
that.
and when you look at the CW did the same as that thing, but what they did was they
Yeah.
had, Steve Harvey show, Jamie Foxx show, Wayne's
Right.
Brothers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Then they had uh you had, remember UPN?
Mm-hmm.
UPN had
Oh yeah.
Moesha. Yeah, they had
Mm-hmm.
UPN had Moesha and the
Yep.
Parkers and all of that
Park.
stuff, whatever. And then
Yeah.
it was like, yo, they end up with WB, they end up getting rid of stuff, became CW. Now you got Arrow, you got Flash, you know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah. Yeah.
You got Black Lightning, you know what I'm saying? You had them shows and stuff on there. It was like they
Right.
sold to DC. You know what I'm saying? For
Right.
all the DC shows
Which
on
is a
this joint.
best, which is a bad sell in any.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, man. I like honestly, I've never seen more of a shit show in my life. And like run your own race and stop trying to be Marvel at any like y'all got great stories. You actually have the better characters. You just didn't take the time to develop them. When they realized that, holy shit, they're making $billion movies now. We need to speed our process up. That's why you got that bullshit half Snyder, have what is his name, Joss, whatever his name is,
Yeah,
that did Avengers or whatnot.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't know if you saw the Snyder cut. The Snyder cut was way better though. The Snyder cut was a
Yeah, it
real
was way better, but that shit was long as hell. You
it's
know
fucking
what?
8 hours and shit. That's
Snyder
fucking nuts.
Snyder made dope movies. Like a lot of people don't talk about it, but I fuck with Army of the Dead, man.
Me too. Matter of
Army of
fact,
the Dead was dope.
Army of the Dead, and then they did the prequel to that, which was
Army of Thieves, that was dope.
Army of Thieves. Both of them Jones
But
was
yo,
fire.
when they did Army, they did Army of the Dead. They did a lot of
Right.
that out here in AC. That
Yeah,
building,
yeah.
that building, that casino building, that was the old Hilton. I used to work there when I worked
Oh,
in AC. I used to work there back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah. Because they got a couple of abandoned Jones or halfway abandoned casinos out there now and shit. I already know. All right. So here we go. Last but not least, last segment. I'm gonna run these down and whatnot. So now, as a comedian, you bet not laugh. All right. So what this consists of is I'm going to give you some of the cheesiest dad jokes that I could possibly give you, and your objective is not to laugh. Ready? All right. What did one eye say to the other?
What?
Between you and me, something smells. You bet not laugh. You bet not laugh. All right, here we go. Did you hear about the kidnapping at school? He eventually woke up. Why was 6 afraid of 7? Because 7 ate 9.
I ain't gonna lie, I like that one. that's a stupid funny one right there.
Oh man, I used to despise my facial hair, but then it grew on me. All right. Why are goldfish the most dangerous animal? Because they live in a tank.
Hey yo. Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh man. All right. Kids that won't nap are guilty of resisting arrest. Yo, that shit's crazy.
Wait, say that again?
Kids that won't nap are guilty of resisting arrest.
Hey, yo. That's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh, man. My boss said, dress for the job you want, not for the job you have. So I went in as Batman.
Hey, yo. Yeah. I gotta laugh at that one. Yeah, I gotta laugh at that joke. That was a good one right there. Yo, that's funny, man.
Oh, got him. Oh, man.
Yeah, that's funny. That
Oh,
was
man.
a funny joke.
Oh, man. I went to a silent auction. I won a dog whistle and 2 mimes.
Hey, yo. That's
all
crazy.
Right. Today at the bank, an old lady asked me to check her balance, so I pushed her over.
Yo, that's crazy.
And last but not least, what do you call security guards for Samsung? Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yo. That I don't know how these niggas think of this shit. Like that's crazy.
Yo. They
that's
sit
crazy.
Around. Yo, these
people sit around and think of it. Yo, they think of the craziest stuff, man. Like I got one for you.
Do.
What did the left hand say to the hard dick? You told right hand to beat me.
Yo. It wasn't even a punchline. It was the voice. It wasn't even a punchline, man. It was the voice. Jesus Christ, bro.
Oh,
man. All right, man. So tell the people what you got coming up, man. Everything that you got.
Man, listen, I'm on my tour, Trust Issues tour. That's the name of my special, Trust Issues. I'm in California coming up this week. We got 2 shows off of Santa Monica Boulevard. The end of September, we back at Turnersville, Massili's. That's my home base. So I do 2 shows there a month. The first Wednesday I host a comedy and poetry open mic called Poetic Laughter. So if anybody is trying to do comedy, they want to try it out, they want to work out material, if they do poetry and they're scared to perform it or they haven't performed it live before, every first Wednesday of the month we at Miss Silly's Blues, Turnersville, New Jersey, 198 Fries Mill Road, Suite 112. Come check us out. And then the 4th Friday we do Words and Giggles. It's a poetry and comedy show. So the first Wednesday, 4th Friday. About to be in Cali this week. End of the month we back home. October we got the 2 shows home, and then we in North Carolina. October 19th we'll be in Charlotte. November we got 2 shows home, and then we're gonna be in Detroit. December, Virginia, Salem, Virginia. January, Washington D.C. And then February, I'm keeping everything pretty much home close because February 8th I'm filming my special. So tickets is available now. It's going down February 8th. I think we got some pretty dope packages together. So people who just want to see the show, tickets is $30. If you want to see the show and you want the meal, tickets is going to be $40. If you want this show, the meal, and a t-shirt and coffee mug, it's going to be $50. So I feel as though it's a pretty dope package. Pause. We got my homie Sal Holmes from North Jersey will be hosting. I got my girl Chica Loca. She's gonna be featuring, and the homie Pretty Smiles from Philly is also gonna be one of my featured comedians on my special. And of course, I'm headlining, sending it home, doing like an hour on that stage, cooking up with not just comedy, man. I'm giving you comedy. I'm giving you art. I'm giving you theater. This special is going to definitely be different from my first one. My first one, Elijah the Barber Cutting Up Comedy Special, is out now on YouTube. Y'all can go check that out. That was an introduction to my personality, who I am as a thinker, as a barber. I'm talking about relationship experiences, parent experiences, barbershop experiences. I'm talking about those characters that come in the barbershop, the Ali, the oil mans, the conspiracy Kennys, all of that stuff, man. The old head sugar daddies, the Mr. Russells, all of that stuff. So y'all go check that out, man. It's
You
out
coming to
now.
Philly?
Trying to think. I don't have nothing lined up in Philly as of now. Last time I was in Philly, I think I did maybe a Sean Clay show last time I was in Philly. I think I might know.
Right.
Last time I was in Philly, I did the Roxy. Yeah, I did the
Okay.
Roxy. Yeah, that was
all right.
that's where I was at last one.
So we gonna have to change that then, man. We got to make it a point to get, to get you out here and whatnot, because we running the circuit right now where we're doing these live podcast shows, and we're trying to get it together. The last one we did was in August, so we're doing one in October now. So we just kind of filling out the game and whatnot, because we going on a like we take a whole crew with us. Our objective is to to start moving around like you moving around, but we got to start from from home base first or whatnot.
Charity starts at home, man.
Yeah, exactly. So we just want to get that going, but I definitely we'll link up, we'll talk or whatnot about getting you out to the city or whatnot, because I definitely, we definitely will want to put something together to, get you out here. And
yeah, I'll be out. I'll be in Philly, man. I go to the show. Like, I'm one of them comedians, man. I go to shows and I show love to my fellow comedians and comedians that I rock with. So I'll be at Philly comedy shows. Sometimes I don't, I'm not booked on them. And sometimes I'm in them building. They be like, yo, you want to get on stage, do a couple minutes, whatever. Sometimes I feel like it. Sometimes I don't. But for the most part, if I come, like, I'm the type of comedian that if I see comedians I rock with having a show, I'll pop out and I'll just support. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to be begging people to get stage time, man.
Yeah, I can respect that. I definitely respect that, man. I definitely respect that. Well, listen, man, it has been all the way a pleasure, man. Like for real, man. You funny guy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Your success is going to precede you in every single way. I already know that every room that you go into or whatnot, it sounds like you're gonna be making big moves. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely gonna be a good look. Yeah, man, we will be in contact and whatnot. Definitely, man, because we gotta. I'm doing this also to to help build relationships, because if we out here entertaining the folks or whatnot, there's no reason why I'm saying that everybody can't link up and kind of put a good foot forward or whatnot when it comes to that. You seem like a good dude when it comes to stuff like that. So yeah, man. Any last words for the people?
Man, look, man, y'all can follow me on Instagram, on TikTok, on Twitter or X now. Elijah the Barber 856-609. And the hashtag, or just Google Elijah the Barber comedy, and all my stuff comes up. The show dates come up. I'm on opencomedy.com. So, my profile on there, all my shows and stuff is up there. So, man, look, it's kind of cliche, but all y'all gotta do is Google me, man. Elijah the Barber comedy. Everything comes up.
That's what's up. All right, man. So across all the platforms, the Facebook, the Instagram, the YouTube. Thank y'all for tuning in. This has been another live episode of Mr. Know-It-All Knows Funny. And more than likely, I'll be back at you next week or a week or something. Whatever we do, we're going to do it. We're going to keep doing it. Keep grinding them out. All right. Holla at y'all later, man. Y'all be safe. Peace.